Now, have you ever come across a problem that you would definitely put in the category of you don't know what you don't know? You've got a problem and you've thrown everything that you know at the problem, and still you can't fathom the solution. So what do? Well, the smart thing is to acknowledge that there's always someone who knows the things that you didn't know that you didn't know. And once you realize that these people know the things that you didn't even know you didn't know, then you got to go and find them. Well, this is exactly the problem that Chris at Sparrow Roofing had. There's this roof leak, and he thought he'd fixed it. 3 times he thought he'd fixed it, and he just ran out of ideas. So what do you do when you run out of ideas? You find those who may have the right ideas for you. So to fix this problem, once and for all, it had to be a team effort. So there's Christian from Sparrow Roofing, and then you've got Geoff from the Roofing Portal, and you've got old man Jack from the Roofing Professionals Westside. And this problem needed 3 roofers to fix. So let's walk through the place, look at the problem, and see what answers we found.
Geoff and Jack are both.
G'day, Geoff. G'day, Jack.
That's Geoff, I'm Jack.
Michael.
He's brought in the reinforcements. Now,
We get access from the top.
yeah. So, you're getting anything up there?
No, it's all coming down.
I can see water damage there.
Where?
Yeah, because it could be coming from there going to there,
Oh,
not along your wall.
yeah. Okay.
And right along here, that's water damage all there.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably not that even that side. It's there.
I think I've stopped that though, because I worked on that area too.
So there's a valley down here?
Yeah, there's a valley.
But that would be either from here, the wall, or from the balcony waterproofing. But if the balcony waterproofing problem, you should be getting leaks there. It's coming from there, which coming down the wall.
Here.
Yeah, the balcony starts from here onwards.
Yeah. So they can possibly be coming from the top of the valley. Because I didn't work on that too.
You need to look at how this skylight water works, because when it comes down, see that just lift this up here, because the water comes in here, right? You've got to make sure that this seal here hasn't deteriorated and the water's going in there, because if it does go into there, right, it let me see, that should still work because you've got the rubber that still catches it, right? So that if water comes in here, so the rubber is intact, so you're still good on this side.
Could that be potentially blocking?
No. What about your side, Geoff?
I can't see there, but the rubber's positioned well. I don't know what's going on in here though.
There is... What I would like to do is undo that pop rivet and just open it up and have a look.
You want this one done too?
No, just only that side.
Get a nail bar or something, a flat bar.
So rivet and seal this.
Because you can see that...
This watermark.
Yeah, there'll be watermarks because capillary reaction would draw everything in. So that's got to be under sealed.
And that water will come in there.
I reckon
and move across.
Ventry.
It's called Jack.
Capillary.
So we'll like capillary across the head. And then even that's not there. Screw there, right? And so that's just so the water will come in under the barge and run there. You can see.
I reckon that's what's going on there.
It'll jump in there. In here. In the pan. Water tends to come one over.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll be getting water around. just a couple of those entry points, and that's just chasing down, hitting that angle, and then running down into your hole at the bottom there.
It's amazing. You could have done this without me on Saturday. Hey, at least we didn't give up.
Good on you.
This is a good learning.
Just say, Chris, today's your 5th time.
My 5th time coming back to this site.
Congratulations. Yeah, so when we walked in, we obviously saw where that stain was, but we also noticed that it was at the junction where you've got a raked ceiling. So I think whenever you've got a raked ceiling on a roof and you've got a leak that is at the downstream end or at the base of a raked ceiling, you always go, well, it could be coming in from anywhere upstream, right, and not necessarily where the leak point is, and directly vertical. So we looked at that, and I think we noticed that there was some bubbling along the raked ceiling, and we say, well, it's coming from above where the leak is. So we came up, we had a look. We can see that you've put a lot of effort into it the last 4 times, Christian. And I think you you mentioned that you pulled out the flashing in the corner, and which is right above where the leak is. And you kind of found some sign of water entry there, so you put a lot of flashing in there. And I think, would you say the leak wasn't quite as bad after you fixed it?
It stopped the majority of the leak, but there's still some spots I'm missing. Yeah.
So what happened was that it stopped the majority, and the owner kind of put up with it for a while. So the story is you got the majority of it fixed, right? But it was a while before Michael came in and said, look, it's still dripping a bit. So the reason he said it was still dripping a bit was because he noticed there was a slight leak. It wasn't a major flooding, I think slight leak, right? Which kind of brings us to think that, and also it only leaked when you had continuous rain for a while. Yeah. So it usually points to the fact that it's either the silicon's broken down somewhere on a joint, or it's just a slow weeping leak that comes in at the flashings or something, right? And when we came up and had a look, every time I see a skylight on a roof, I always blame the skylight for causing the leak. So I was betting on the skylight, and I'm pretty sure it's a skylight that's leaking, because the flashing on the 4 corners, it's not a standard custom flashing, Geoff. It's a custom made on site, but it's not from a factory. Yeah,
no, it's not.
Because on a factory flashing, those mitre corners would be either soldered, or they'll be siliconed and pop riveted, right? In this case, they weren't. They were just simply open. So capillary action, joints are open, water gets drawn in, and you get a slow leak. And I think it's happening at the top of the skylight, or maybe at the bottom. The 4 corners are culprits.
Sealed,
So it slowly drips down and gets onto the rake part of the ceiling, and then it runs down into the corner where you see that damp spot where the leak is. So we've done all the repairs, and I think, fingers crossed, we don't have to come back, Christian.
I hope not.
Hey?
What would you say, Chris?
What's
what would
your
you
learning?
say would your learning point be from this? Like going forward, what would you do?
Going forward, I think we need to explore all areas, not get tunnel vision into one spot where,
because you can get tunnel vision, because you sometimes you'll be on a roof and you'll see an obvious hole and you'll be like, got it, that's the leak, boom. And then you forget to check. You'll go through your process of checking slowly up everything. But
I flashed that bit and started celebrating because I thought I found the leak. It's pretty disappointing to come back and it's not.
It's always tricky when you have multiple points of entry, and the worst thing is finding only one because you think that's the one. It's like going to a pub and looking for a wife, and you spot someone and you go, I've found the one, right? But then actually the better one is just on the opposite side of the room that you haven't seen yet. Right?
she's not at the pub at all, right?
Or she might not
down
even
the
at the
road,
pub, So that's life, mate. You've got to
This
keep
is,
looking.
Definitely a good learning experience. At least
Yeah.
we didn't give up on this one. This is a good learning.
Well, I mean,
opportunity.
our motto is that we never give up, eh? Because sooner or later, there's always a reason why it leaks, and we got to figure out where the hell it's leaking from.
Something new to learn. So
Yeah.
I think for Chris going forward, he's probably going to see skylights now. And
Yeah,
check the shit
you always
out
go.
of it.
Every time there's a skylight, especially a Velux, mate. Yeah, there's gonna be a problem with the skylight. So skylights are always a potential problem. And rake ceilings. Be careful on rake ceilings. When you go in the roof, you see a rake ceiling. That the water could be coming anywhere upstream and then just running down the rake ceiling and pooling in the bottom corner, and it's not where the leak's coming from.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you
We can
for
go
your assistance.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all part of the training.